Let's hop to it, huh? Before we dive into the deck tech, I'd just like to throw out that the streams this week are sponsored by a mobile action RPG / puzzle game called Guardian Tales. If you want a really easy way to support my content, check them out using my link on Android. If you are a non-sub who does that, you can get a free sub gift to the channel. And if we hit my 150 person goal with that, I'll be adding an extra Magic stream on Sunday this weekend on July 4th. So, anywho, diving on into this deck here, this is kind of like Modern Horizons 2 threats deck. So we've got Ragavan, the Nimble Plunderer here, kind of like the premier mid-rangey threat in the format now. So 2/1 for 1 that generates treasures when it hits your opponent, so it accelerates you / fixes your colors. Then it also draws cards off your opponent's deck, so it generates card advantage, which is pretty powerful for a 1-drop, especially when you pair it with all these other cheap removal spells like Unholy Heat and Lightning Bolts and discard spells to try and make sure that this thing can connect. And then we've got Dauthi Voidwalker here, which is a main deckable piece of Graveyard Hate. The card will be put into opponent's graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead of the void counter on it, and then it also lets you eventually cast one of your opponent's cards if you want. So we had tried this in a black-white mid-range deck, and it's especially sweet with cards like Thoughtseize, because you can like Thoughtseize your opponent's Primeval Titan, or something like an Emrakul in some extreme cases, and get to cast their really big spell for no mana and make their payoff your payoff. We also have a couple copies of Dread Cantor here, which is a 2/1 protection from white. That's the number of opponent discards a card. It gets a 1/1 counter, and then if you kick it, it him to Tourach your opponent for 4 mana, which is pretty sweet in the control matchups. We've got some Kolaghan's commands and some Kroxas kind of tying the room together. And then, as is the case with most mid-range decks in Modern right now, we are a Lurrus deck for the companion, with Mishra's Bauble here to generate card advantage via Lurrus, as well as provide an artifact for Dragon's Rage Chandler. You know, one of the things I've talked about on stream before is Lurrus's deck building requirement isn't really a deck building requirement so much as it's a make you make good deck building decisions in these older non-rotating formats. There's just so many good 1 and 2 mana threats in these formats, you know, Kroxa, Voidwalker, especially with Modern Horizons 2, we got a ton of good ones. And this basically like forces you to not put bad cards in your deck, which is fantastic. So let's go ahead and dive on into a league with this one and see how it goes. Zach Bargery, thank you for the 17 months. Welcome back. Yeah, this deck is an incredibly reasonable pile of fair cards. I'm interested to see, one thing I'm interested to see is, does Dragon's Rage Chandler feel like it has enough non-creature cards in this deck without a bunch of cantrips? A lot of the other cards I've seen, decks playing Dragon's Rage Chandler have been decks full of, you know, Serum Visions, Ops, Thought Scour, stuff like that, like cheap things to keep the cards flowing. And I guess Bauble fits that description a little bit, but not quite as much as some of the other blue-based decks that are leveraging this card. Morton Markov. The person I net decked this from obviously had qualms with artifacts. We've got 4 Shattering Sprees up here on the sideboard. Got some Void Mirrors for Tron and Living End and Cascade decks. Got some explosives. Moto does this really weird thing where when it queues into a match, it takes the entire match window and drops it down like an inch from the top of my screen here. You can see there's a gap here and you see the window behind it. And if I minimize and then re-maximize, it takes the whole screen up again. Oh, I meant to make a command for that. What's the Meta Monday link? Meta Monday is going to be moving to an every other week moving forward. So we did one last week. We're not doing one this week. There just aren't consistently enough tournaments to look at to do it every week. One thing I can actually do here, I got a little black bar at the top of this. I think this is a little bigger. See the cards? Keep the cards a little bit bigger. Drag this over. All right. Can't believe how long that gap must have been there for all my Moto videos, huh? It's annoying. I didn't notice that before. Is it my turn? It's my opponent's turn. All right, well, I'll take their piece of card advantage and leave them with their removal spells. Twitch is having site-wide buffering issues this morning. Yikes. I do have my Lurrus up over here, so we try to remember it. I am notoriously bad at remembering my companions exist on Moto. The deck command does not work with Magic Online because Magic Online does not have third-party integrations with things like Untapped. Deck lists will be available in the video description on YouTube this evening. Yeah, for people that are having issues, it's not you, it's Twitch. So opponent has both Trophy and Fatal Push in hand. You know, honestly, I think we just like Verdant Catacombs and we'll pass and we'll like K command, they discard a card, pick Kroxa up, just like turn this into Mind Rot. I think is the plan. Try and grind these out here, especially with us having a companion and them not having a companion. We'll like try and leverage our 8th card here. So pick you up, you discard a card. The old Death Storehouse here give a legendary creature Fear, which is a lot of our creatures, honestly, are legendary. And this one gives a legendary creature First Strike. We'll go Kroxa, you discard a card. And then I will Lurrus to my hand, and then we can Lurrus Kroxa next turn. So we know they have Fatal Push in hand and then one other card. Hey, thanks to whoever just took a second to check out the tutorial and play through the prologue for Guardian Tales. We'll be ending the stream with some Guardian Tales gameplay today. It's actually a really cute game. It's a very Zelda-esque story-driven RPG that plays on mobile. Similar HS, thanks for the 22 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Cast with Lurrus of the Dream Dead. And we're actually delirious already for Dragon's Rage Chandler, which is sweet. So they get to Fatal Push the Lurrus, but then they're actually out of cards. So, like, I have more mana than them, and I have cards left over. So pretty far ahead here. You know, we have We have a Kroxa that we could escape theoretically at some point too. Ooh, that's pretty good. Hey, thanks for taking the time to renew the Prime Sub, Master Beardsman. I appreciate the 16 months. Welcome back. We are firmly, even with them having a Bone Crush that they got to escape here, we are firmly in the driver's seat. Nice card. Have you heard of a Lurrus Companion? Look at our 3-3 chat. So next turn, we get to bolt this, attack for 3, escape Kroxa, I think. If I escape Kroxa, it means this loses Delirium, but that's fine. Sure. Oh, I did have lethal with the bolt and the Kroxa escape, didn't I? That's fine. There's a Kroxa on top of my deck. I'm a professional. We're ahead by miles that game. That was not particularly close, huh? Okay, so unfortunately, the way this sideboard is constructed, I can't cut all my discard spells. We're gonna cut as many as we can and bring in cards that play to the board. So extra Unholy Heat and Unearth for sure. I don't think Engineered Explosives is good enough here. I guess we could do it for 2. And if they're on like Tarmogoose or we know they have Renin 6, I don't know if Engineered Explosives is better than a discard spell though. Maybe we'll just get rid of all the Thoughtseize and we'll bring in 1. Inquisition like doesn't hurt us at least, even if it's not a great top deck. So people that are newer to Magic, traditionally speaking, you want to cut as many of your discard spells as you can, even up to all of them, against other decks that play discard spells. And part of the reason for that is, like that matchup there, players are going to get empty-handed, and you're going to want to be able to just grind in the late game and play to the board as much as possible. Yeah, so Guardian Tales plays on iOS, and you can check it out there using the link too, but iOS installs, unfortunately, do not count towards my goal, because whatever integration they're using doesn't work on Apple, because Apple is Apple. Is there something wrong with the mana? 22. If anything, this deck probably has 1 too many lands. 22 lands with 4 bubbles seems like plenty of mana, especially when you factor in Dragon's Rage Chandler is able to surveil as well. The number of lands in this deck seems more than fine. Yeah, usually I check mana. Yes, it's fine. Generally speaking, if you have lands and spells, you don't want to mulligan too aggressively in these matchups. It's all about having as many resources as possible. Sick. I was gonna say, do I want to do this or this first, but Bauble means I definitely want a Dragon's Rage Chandler here. Yeah, Ragavan gaining fear is like kind of absurd. Do I want an extra monkey? I kind of feel like I'm in for extra monkey. Oh, I'll move that next time. It's really, one of the things that's really frustrating about Moto is it doesn't remember the sizing of any of your shit. So every time. So this is gonna 2-for-1 us, which is annoying, but fine. This'll shoot this, and then we'll bolt this, and we'll play the Ragavan. Oh, I guess I could have dashed this. I don't know. There's value to keeping the monkey in play. It could be right to just dash this. Make Bolas great again. Thanks for 26 months. I appreciate it. Thanks to whoever finished the tutorial for Guardian Tales. I appreciate the support. If you're a non-sub who does that and you're looking to collect your gift sub, send me a screenshot of your game past the prologue on Android. You can do that on Twitter or send me an Imgur on Twitch, and you'll get your gift sub this evening. It's probably going to pick a monkey back up. Yeah, I think that's true, especially with the second and potentially a third or fourth one. I kind of just want the monkey to survive. Chobo, thanks for the 16 months. Welcome back. Okay, so worst case scenario is this hits an Inquisition. Dragon's Rage Chandler is second worst case scenario. Wait, did they just skip through it? Why didn't they play the Dragon's Rage Chandler, chat? I'm so confused. I think we're just holding K command. Yeah, probably forgot about the treasure. They have a delve creature? Oh, Bloodbraid Elf, sure. Oh, that's why they didn't want to use the treasure, because they have Bloodbraid Elf. Well, really glad that we waited. I love the artwork on this card, it's so good. Alright, so I think I'm gonna pick Chandler up and kill this, and then next turn I can like play 1-drop Voidwalker. Just go super wide here. Getting my hand empty also has value in case there's discard spells in their deck still. Picking up Chandler as opposed to Ragavan also plays around something wacky like a surgical extraction coming in for them. Monkey. It could be right to dash Monkey here, because we would have had 3 mana afterwards. There's a good chance we'd be able to cast whatever we drew. This has the shadow mechanic. For those not familiar, it basically means it doesn't block, and it can't be blocked except by other shadow things, so effectively unblockable. Unless they also have a Voidwalker. Okay, so I assume this is going to name Rogue. Pirate. Okay, well, Rogue would have gotten Voidwalker and... Oh no, this is a pirate, not a rogue. Never mind, JK. Stop on my turn. Do I need to do this? I kind of don't, right? Because this has flying, and this... I guess I'm only at 2. I'll just take the draw. I'd rather kill Monkey, I think, next turn. They have Ragavan that they dashed a second ago. Well, I mean, if they had a Liliana, Liliana would be going down here, right? So, anything kills her. Engineer one-sided. Of course, Engineer's one-sided. You know how you could tell Engineer's one-sided, chat? It was printed in the year 2020. We don't print symmetrical effects in 2020. Come on now, those aren't fun. Wolfwood, thanks for the 31 months. I appreciate the prime. Welcome back. So, I'm waiting on the Unholy Heat, and I'm waiting on this because I want them to spellbomb me first. And they kind of need to spellbomb before I hit them here, right? And with Heat, Fetchland, Heat, Fetchland, Inquisition, we should be able to get Delirium back on here, most likely. Oh. Well, I needed to fetch a black source if I wanted to be able to Lurrus here, huh? I think we keep that there, actually. They chose not to draw a card with the Spellbomb, so what are they holding up here? Weird that they just didn't draw a card. Okay, we'll take K command. It's a real shame the Moto cards don't get bigger. Like, I can make my hand size larger, but just like the card stays in the center of it. It's as large as the pick, large as they get here on this application. Please be bigger card pictures. What's going on, Penguin? Good morning. Gasney, thanks for the 28 months. A long time. Welcome back. We have a bolt. We surveilled the top of our deck here. So we know we got that coming. Opponent's got a... Oh, crap. With the bolt on top, and they have a monkey. So if they dash monkey, we get into a little bit of trouble here. I guess that's a little concerning. I wasn't thinking about dash monkey. I wonder if I was supposed to hold off on the Dauthi Voidwalker, like Inquisition before combat, to like take something like a Kolaghan's command. Joe Schmo, thanks for the follow. Good afternoon. I mean, there's a reason this is a $100 Magic card. The best red 1-drop ever printed in the history of Magic. So they're debating, and if they want to bolt my Dome or if they want to bolt my Voidwalker. They need to bolt my Dome, right? Or, I don't know. I guess if they don't bolt the Voidwalker, I get to draw a K command. Which is real, but I'm also at 4. What's going on, Beansy? Thanks for the tier 3 and for the 23 months. Welcome back. What did Goblin Guide ever do to you? I mean, it's fine. It's just, like, worse than Ragavan, which is fine. Look, there's a lot of room to be worse than Ragavan and still be playable, chat. Thanks to whoever took the time to finish the Guardian Tales prologue. Appreciate you supporting the content. And they know I have Lurrus, so we have to attack with this, and then we cast Lurrus. And hope for the best. We are dead to 1 or 2 mana removal spell here. They kill Lurrus and they dash monkey and we die. Guardian Tales on Android and iOS, however, only Android devices count towards my install goal. There's a timeline on the Guardian Tales prologue. It takes less than 5 minutes. And I have until the end of the week for folks to do it. So if you can't do it this morning and you want to help me out later, there's plenty of time. I've been, we bought an iPad, speaking of iDevices, we bought an iPad for a piece of an education software that didn't support Android that we wanted for the kids. And the more I use the iPad, the more confused I am by the pedigree that Apple products have among their users. Just like the number of things it just doesn't or can't do is wild. Please attack me. I think the biggest frustration for me on the Apple product is missing the onboard trick, chat. Is this a concession keep? I think this is a concession keep. The biggest thing that always gets me about iOS is the lack of a standardized back button in applications on that platform. The fact that every application puts its back buttons in different spots, and even like the Twitter app is probably one of the ones I use the most on it, and the Twitter app doesn't even have its back feature in the same spot everywhere. It's just absolutely wild to me. All right, so we'll do you. We'll force the monkey to chump block my first striking Lurrus. Back up to 10, because lifelink. I don't know. See, I kind of disagree with you on that, Mommy Makeout. One of the things... So for people that don't know my background, I spent a lot of time during undergrad and grad school working on various Linux-based operating systems, both on the developer side and installing them for people. And one of the things that I think is the biggest load of shit in the software industry is you frequently hear things like Windows on the PC and Apple iOS on mobile talk about how these things are user-friendly. And they're not actually user-friendly. What they are is they're just the thing that people have used, so they're familiar with it because they've already used it. Like, user familiarity is not user-friendly. It just means you have experience and know where to look for things. It's just, yeah. Yeah, I agree with that, Miller. Speaking as someone who, like, had never used an iDevice before, the fact that they do so many things differently than everything else meant that it was way harder for me to figure out how to use, and then they still don't have very basic features like a back button. The first match did not feel particularly close. It felt like the opponent was just playing an outdated version of the same archetype we are. They were just kind of playing Boomer Jund, and we have, Lurrus and these other efficient Modern Horizons 2 cards. I'm going to go ahead and just try and monkey on one here. See if we can get him. I mean, it's fine. It's fine to like your iPhone. I would much like decks and card games, I would never tell someone that my opinion on this subjective thing is objectively correct. It's fine to like things that I don't like. I would just vehemently push back on the idea that it's more user friendly. Because it's not user friendly. It's just what you're used to. Yeah, I don't think we're looking for another land at this point. What you got, friendo? And it's pretty good. I think we're taking Inquisition here. So I don't want to lose my Kolaghan's command. The old discard spell, your discard spell. And they play Dauthi here, and we'll be able to fetch K command, shock, discard. Yeah, there's real value in sticking with things you're familiar with. Huh. They took Dread Cantor. I wasn't really expecting that. So they played this. So their hand is Guile, Sword, Voidwalker. What if I just hit them for 3? What if we just, like, you discard a card, I pick up Monkey, crack you for 3, I get to surveil 1? That's the play. Because the Kaya's Guile can exile my graveyard, so I want to go ahead and just get this in while the getting is good, I think. Length of support, Apple gives phones. I mean, do people really keep cell phones for that long? I could definitely believe that myself and my friend group that I grew up with were the exception, but like, I don't really know people that keep cell phones for half a decade. Especially considering like the average lithium battery in, devices that need a charge tends to be close to, or much not shot, but much worse than when you originally bought it 2 to 3 years down the line. Usually I replace my cell phone every 2 to 3 years just based on battery quality alone. And that's not an Apple or Android thing. It's just that's just how batteries are. They just don't hold as good of a charge years in. Twitch is having site-wide loading issues today for people who are asking. The price point encourages you to hold on to it for a while. I believe that. Oh, I guess this is pretty bad for us. Because now the spirit token blocks Ragavan. It's annoying. Hey, maybe dashing this was wrong, so I knew they had the Guile. Alright, then they can't attack with this at least, because they know we have Monkey. Alright, second verse, same as the first. A little bit louder and a whole lot worse. Harsh but fair. Same little tiny window every time we fetch. What is an iMessage? Is that some proprietary messaging application? Why would I want another proprietary messaging application? Could someone explain it to me? Wi-Fi text. So like, just like everything else? Why wouldn't people use like Discord or Facebook Messenger or something that's not proprietary to a single platform? And so you can see when they read it. Yeah, basically every modern application has that feature. Read receipts. It's a holdover from when text used to cost pennies, sure. That's kind of wild to me, because like I've had, I'm 30, so I've had an unlimited text messaging plan for a decade and a half now. Hey chat, you want to see something sick? You want to see something sick, chat? Kick it. Goodbye. Goodbye, completant. Bye, friend. Hey, chat. I'm going to use this Dauthi Voidwalker real quick here. Is that cool? I'd like to cast this one, please. Thanks for the equipment. Appreciate you, opponent. Dauthi Voidwalker is so good, chat. Can we get a command made about the Twitch buffering issues for the day? Please and thank you. Texting used to cost money. Yes, it did, Zoomers. You used to pay per text message, and there used to be, you know, news stories about how teenager drives up hundreds of dollars in texting bill. Stuff like that. Ah, you see, I was in high school at like the peak of the texting craze. At one point I could type on a T9 keyboard without looking at it. It was actually, I remember that actually, it was like a big downgrade when you went to things like Blackberries or like the original Android devices. So suddenly you had to like look at the keyboard while you were typing. Whereas with the T9 keyboard, if you used it enough, you could do it without looking. How many Shattering Sprees do I want against their Stoneforge Mystic deck? I'm again boarding out a bunch of discard spells. I think I want at least 2. I have Cake Command tier 2 as another way to kill artifacts. Niv, thank you for the 38 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. So it's Facebook Messenger. The people that are describing iMessage to me, it's a single platform Facebook Messenger or any other modern messenger service. Got it. It's the slide out keyboards. Yeah, I found my Nokia N900 in a box when we were cleaning out the garage the other day, and it gave me big feels. The slide out keyboards were great. I used that thing for forever because I didn't want to move to a touchscreen, but eventually the hardware just wasn't good enough. Thanks for the 2 years, Blackheart. I appreciate that. Welcome back. You have no data on your 12-year-old phone plan. That's wild, Niv. Thanks to whoever checked out the Guardian Tales prologue. Appreciate the support. And another one. Maybe we'll hit that 150 goal. I think I have a stretch goal for 200 if we hit 150. And I got to talk to Christy, but I think I have a fun idea that we could do if we hit 200. I gotta find out how many costumes we have lying around the house. I think we have 2 or 3. Do we lead on Monkey? I think it's lead on Monkey, right? We can do this afterwards. I guess if we lead on Monkey, he's more likely to die, but I think that's fine because it's better if we draw a second one, right? Devil, thanks for 13 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Thawgrim, thanks for the follow. Good morning. Yeah, it did Voltaic. The integration that they're using to count people installing doesn't work with the iOS store for this promo, which is why we're talking about it. So the game works on iOS, so you can check it out there, but it just doesn't count towards my goal. What's the character in the recent notification? The notification pop-ups are themed for Guardian Tales today as part of the promo. Demond, thanks for the quarter view. I appreciate that. Welcome back. My bolts in their dome. I have so many lightning bolts I'd like to surveil, I think. Okay, JK should have known the best card was on top, chat. Yeah, you can scan the QR code right next to my head with your mobile. Give me credit for the campaign, or you can click the link on mobile if you're watching Twitch on mobile. So if you're watching on PC, you can scan the QR code. I feel like there's a chance they have another removal spell here. I wonder if they have another Kaya's. It is a action RPG / puzzle game. Think Zelda-esque. We're gonna play it at the end of the stream today too, if you want to see it before you poke at it. The last 2 hours of the stream will be it today. It is. It's actually very adorable. Not that the other games I've promoted in the past have been bad per se, but I think it's probably fair to say that it's the best game that I've done a mobile promo game for. It's genuinely good. Am I bolting a Skyclave apparition so I can start attacking? I think so. Beansy said he spent like 10 hours playing yesterday. I'm gonna crack them for 2. We'll play Verdant Catacombs. We'll draw Lurrus. No, it's not like a Bejeweled type game, mommy. It's like think Zelda. There's puzzles. There's puzzles as part of the levels of the RPG levels. Yeah, it does use on-screen buttons for joysticks. I'm actually going to play with my PS5 controller today when we do the sponsored segment. So if you have a gamepad that Bluetooths into your phone, you can use that too. This is going to get a completant, I assume. I guess it could get Batterskull. But I have Bolt for this, and if it gets Batterskull, I have Shattering Spree to kill that, which is nice. Hey, thanks for the bits, Aerith. Sword. Yeah, that sword's scary. So that's kind of an interesting dynamic I hadn't thought about is the fact that we have a companion kind of makes their discard spells better against us post-board, huh? They gonna attempt to double block this? Is that why we left the spirit back? Weird. We left the spirit back, but then... Sure. Oh, I should have played this in fetch, probably. Yeah, gross. So, this thing is indestructible. Its token is indestructible. It has haste. So I think we're dead, huh? Does our deck have any outs to this? Maybe I should have bolted the Stoneforge Mystic, assuming that they had the Completon already if they didn't grab it. But like, I wanted to be able to bolt this when they equipped the sword to it, and then Shattering Spree the swords. I don't think my play was wrong, but we also just can't beat this card. I like how they didn't unban Stoneforge Mystic for forever, and then they unbanned it, and then they immediately printed this crazy equipment. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely takes over the fair matchup. Our deck actually just can't interact with it. All of our shatters are useless. I guess the goal is we have to kill Stoneforge Mystic, even if they don't search for that, and then hope that we can kill them before they get to 7 mana. Thanks for the 1.5 year RPG fun. I appreciate it. Welcome back. I want to start with this Dorko. To the 7th person in chat that told me I could have peeled Lightning Bolt, you're probably correct, but I don't need to be told 7 times. Oh no! Streamer missed playing to the 2% out. Oh no! Streamer, why you not play to 2% out, streamer? Is there a window to kill the token before it equips? No. I get it, chat. I could have played half a turn to draw a land or a spell that wasn't Lightning Bolt and then I lose. So long as you download Guardian Tales using my link or scanning the QR code, it automatically does the rest for you on Android. Bitter Blossom. Another one that's tough for our archetype to interact with. Okay, so... we Kroxa here. We unearth a Kroxa, surveil, hopefully hit Delirium and pressure them a little bit more. Nah, I think I want to keep that one, right? It doesn't give us Delirium anyways, and it's a shadow threat that can attack past these Bitter Blossom tokens. Is Rakdos Charm viable in Modern? I don't know. It's probably worse than a lot of the alternatives. They're down to 10, and they just played a Silent Clearing as a land, so they get a way to gain life here. Now they just get the Completon. Well, shit. We have 6 cards in the bin here. So if we draw... I probably, honestly, seeing how this game's playing out, like, imagine this had been a discard spell here. Am I not supposed to bring in Shattering Spree against the Stoneforge Mystic deck because Completon is what they're getting? That might actually be the case, huh? If we draw untapped land here, we can escape Kroxa next turn. And they need 2 more attacks to kill us. The artifact is indestructible as well. Yes, a lot of words on that card. So, assuming this card in hand for them is a spell, probably dead here. And draw a K Commander Bolt, but I'd wager the Kroxa's not going to be lethal. Hey, thanks to whoever just finished the Guardian Tales tutorial. Appreciate you. Am I dead this turn? Damn it. Alright, so they're still dead to Bolt and K Command because of Bitter Blossom. I'll play to the 2%er for you, chat. We'll draw one more card. Are you happy, chat? Are you happy? Here's your land. Here you go. This Twitch stream is pre-recorded in front of a live audience. All right, maybe their last card's a land and they're bluffing. I'll even play to the they have a land in hand and they just didn't play it out to bluff out. Are you happy now? Nope. All right. Good stuff. Wait. I guess we're not dead on board. They draw a land. We could do it here. Brick. I guess they need 2 lands in a row because of silent clearing. I go to 1, right? Because they're technically dead on board. Oh, right. When you block this, it exiles the creature. Got it. I forgot that also exiles our creature. This card's got so much text on it, chat. Why does it have so much text on it? Sometimes lucky. Sometimes lucky. Chat feels so justified right now. Chat's just with the biggest brains like, you got a Kolaghan's command! I thought Kolaghan's command couldn't kill Kaldra Completon. It kills it in a roundabout way, killing the opponent. Is there a reason Kroxa is hiding under Kaldra? Yeah, because they copy and pasted the code from Skyclave Apparition. Thanks for the 40 months, no fire, no steel. Welcome back. Sure. Hey, thanks for the entire year, Maka Art, and the tier 3 is very generous. Have a sword to go with the shield. We peeled the Kolaghan's command for people that are having Twitch issues. Twitch! 27 already? We're not even an hour in? Y'all are crushing it. Well, I was gonna Inquisition on one chat, but the answer is never not monkey. Gotta monkey around. Ketria Triome. $28. Thank you, thank you. One of your finest cards, please. You're stomping my monkey. So I'm using Unholy Heat on my own monkey here because it counters their Bone Crusher Giant, so they don't get their thing back. Hi, little Toriel. Thanks for 11 months. And then we're going to go ahead and Inquisition here. Hopefully they only have one Cascade card. We'll see which Cascade deck they are. Probably Rhinos. Meta Monday is officially moving to every other week. So there will not be a Meta Monday today. We'll take a look at stuff again next week. Seems like we have close enough to enough stuff every other week. Oh yeah, pull up Lurrus. Thank you. For genuine shout outs and thank yous for that, because I'd forget. Does Monkey Field overpowered? Nah, I think it's fine. I think it's on par for what's going on in the format. With bolts and prismatic endings and all sorts of other busted stuff. Yeah, blocking is also good. So they have Force of Negation, Cryptic Command. And 2 cards I don't know. It'd be really nice if Magic Arena just like left up the things that I wanted up. That would be ideal. God, Baron Von YOLO Slag. We have made it out the other side of March 2020. It's a lovely day in the neighborhood. Thanks for the tier 3 and thanks for the 42 months. It's been some time. A few people have mentioned the cube is good, so we're gonna do 2 historic decks today because we didn't do a lot of historic last week, and I want to make sure we get plenty of that. We're gonna do blue-white tempered steel, and then we're gonna do deck voting for the second deck. But we're gonna do some cube draft tomorrow, I think. Nuzzy, thanks for the brand new Prime support. There's a ton of great people you can ship those Bezo bucks to every single month here on Twitch. Thanks for sending it this way this month. That is a Shizo Death Storehouse. Am I murdering my own thing again? I think I'm murdering my own thing again. And I'm fetch shocking here, so that way I can Lurrus replay Voidwalker next turn. I tried the Modern Elementals deck. I have not. You take the draw in the mirror? Nah. I don't think... I know these decks have a lot of discard spells in them, but I don't think they have quite enough discard spells to... Or, sorry, discard spell removal spells. I don't think they have quite enough removal spells to make up for the fact that Monkey on the play is really good if it's left unchecked. I do think that if I were to really think about this deck, I would want to potentially rebuild it in a way that allows me to board out my discard spells in the mirror, because I think those have a lot of downside. Love to put this on top of my deck. And we'll go ahead and Kroxa here. We played a Delver deck in Modern yet? Delver has been... We're playing a Delver deck right now, is the answer to your question. Delver has been rendered obsolete in Modern by Dragon's Rage Chandler. It's just a better Delver of Secrets. Alright, so Cryptic Command and 2 cards I don't know. Honestly, at this point, I think with the Kroxa in my bin, I just like Thoughtseize and then escape Kroxa here. I apologize for that play not being very subtle, but, you know, I'm working with what I got here. It is. Yeah, all of this, the deck that we're currently playing is like messed up MH2 cards deck. All right, they draw untap blue source next turn. They can bounce Kroxa. But then, like, I have Lurrus left over, so that's fine. If they don't draw a way to bounce Kroxa here, the game's probably over. This card's going to close out real quick. Yep, yeah, when it says prologue ended, you add 1 to the ticker there on screen. It's a very clear cut when the thing's done. Okay, so they're definitely the Rhino deck, right? So this is Voidmire gets to come in to counter Rhinos. Chalice is good. Thoughtseize is good against their discard spells. Engineered Explosives cleans out Rhinos. Unholy Heat and Lightning Bolt probably leave a bit to be desired. I guess K Command's probably not very good, huh? I guess it grinds a little bit. And actually, honestly, a good question too is, do I want Unholy Heat over Bolt? Because Unholy Heat can kick up to kill Rhinos, because they're 4/4s. Neil Giraffe Tyson, thank you for the tier 2 and for the 14 months. Welcome back. If I coward split these, yeah, we just won't block warriors. Let's do that. We did not see white mana or Teferi out of our opponent. I mean, splashing for Snapcaster Mage probably isn't terrible. In fact, tomorrow morning, if they don't have, if Traders doesn't have Murktides for me by tomorrow morning, we'll get. I might have to spend my own tickets to get them from a bot. But there's a Grixis variation of this deck that I had someone submit for the deck queue that we couldn't get cards for. What are $80? Murktides? Murktides are less than that on Moto. Maybe in paper. Thanks to whoever took a second to do the Guardian Tales prologue. Appreciate you. Okay, so I'm going to Bauble myself here. And if there's a card on top we want to draw, we'll play Swamp. And if there's not a card on top, always want the Monkey, chat. And if we didn't want the card on top, we'd fetch a Blood Crypt here. Ah, the illusion of choice. And then next turn, look at this excellent system. So Fire and Ice is a split card. So it shows you Fire and Ice, and then it shows Fire and Ice separately in the revealed card zone. Because Magic Online. Alright, so I'm going to gamble a little bit here. And I'm going to discard plus Ragavan this turn, as opposed to playing the Void Mirror. And if they peel a Cascade card next turn, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. But I think we just like hope they don't hit it for one turn, and that we can start hitting them with Monkey. I'll be 1 o'clock Central. Beansy will be playing some Guardian Tales on stream. All right, didn't get cascaded. So if this hits them, we get a treasure, and we get to draw the top card of their deck. It's up to 16 on Moto. Yikes. Right. Lurrus. Dear Magic Online, please just leave my card invisible. You know, maybe I should have just Dread Cantored them there. Nah, I think I want to play around them having them drawing a Cascade card. Just get Tomb Stalkers instead, something like that. Alright, so they have Cryptic Command available. Yes. Voidmere downgrades Dauthi Voidwalker to a 3/2 unblockable, instead of it having more text past that. Ooh. Thanks to whoever completed the details. Tutorial, appreciate you. Oh, it's sad that we don't have a land tier, huh? So they tapped out. We could have kicked this. I think we just do this to keep the pressure on, though. It does tell exile, yes. You just can't use its tap activated ability, because it'll get... Well, you can use it. You'll just be sad. It will be countered. First cryptic command. I don't remember. I don't recall. I had them on a 2-turn clock here. Kind of surprised they didn't tap draw. I have something else to do here to interact with my board. Maybe they have a Bone Crusher Giant. Hey, thanks for the 1.5 Clove. Oh yeah, we cast our own cryptic commands, that's true. So they're gonna eat this, but that's fine, because I'm gonna cast this other one kicked and empty their hand here. Kick it. Goodbye, hand. They had Cryptic Command and Crashing Foothills. Him you with a 4/3 attached to it, yep. Allow me to sing you the song of my people. Man, this is really weird, chat. It seems incredibly easy to do well in these leagues when you play all the good cards together. What's going on, Frankensteer? Thanks for the 2 months. Welcome back. No, we went to game 3 against Black-White. Cauldra Completant is a real rude card. I genuinely think this format would be better off if this card wasn't legal. Mishra's Bauble is like one of the remaining cards that I think should be long overstayed its welcome. Total price at MTGO for this deck. Let me check my receipt. This deck costs $949.48 on Magic Online. How much of that is 4 Ragavans? Ragavan is $400 of that. And apparently Mishra's Bauble, remember this card I said this should be banned? Apparently Mishra's Bauble is a $53 uncommon. $53 uncommon. Man, the Magic Arena economy ain't perfect, but uncommon wild cards ain't $53 at least. Whew. That's a great command. Thank you to the mod that made the companion command. This is fine. Not good, but fine. Apparently, one of the rental services, Card Hoarder, had to pause taking new applications for rental accounts because they can't keep up with the demand. So, one of the sites that buys and sells Magic Online cards, MTGO Traders, they let me borrow things. They don't technically offer a rental because rental services are tough to manage, but they make an exception for creators that they work with. Inquisition. Do I want to draw an Inquisition next turn? I don't think so. I think I want cards that play to the board. Let's fetch. So the 33 months. I have the 33rd person checking out Guardian Tales. Yeah, I don't know, like, the first time I did a sponsored stream for Raid Shadow Legends, which for the record, for people that are new here, I've played in a ton of Raid, and Raid is a game that's almost certainly described as predatory in practices, but like, Magic players were used to dealing with companies that are predatory in practices. It was really funny to me the first time I did a sponsored stream that I had a number of Magic players that were very upset that I would promote something with loot boxes in it. Could you imagine playing a game that contains loot boxes, chat? What kind of a monster would play a game that has loot boxes in it? You have to be some kind of something to play a game that has loot boxes in it. think we're gonna die to the prowess deck, chat. Our keep here wasn't particularly good against a deck that plays to the board. What is a booster pack? No, you don't understand. Booster packs are different because they're grandfathered in. Team Margera, thanks for the follow. Good morning. Yeah, Guardian Tales, I always look at reviews of games before I do promos on them, and Guardian Tales, like, existed for a year and, like, has 4.7 and 4.8 reviews on their app store, which is honestly pretty unheard of for a game that's been around that long. Usually they've pissed off some number of people in varying ways with different things that they've done. It was an easy yes that it had that high ratings after over a year. It's a 40-month speller. We tried Dead Guy Ale in Modern. I mean, we played a... Oh, my opponent forgot how Shadow worked. We played a... What's it called? List. We played a... Grief Ephemerate thing. Read. So, it's actually kind of funny... And it makes me chuckle, and it really shows Stockholm Syndrome in a way, because Magic players complained, not all Magic players, but a number of Magic players complain about the secret layers in various ways. And in my opinion, the secret layers that Magic does are actually far less predatory than normal booster packs. Now, secret layers are predatory in a different way in that they're being offered for a limited time, leverages a fear of missing out to encourage people to buy things that they otherwise wouldn't be interested in buying. But in my opinion, fear of missing out, FOMO, is less predatory than you buying something and you not knowing what's in it, aka a booster pack or a loot box. The odds my opponent has a bunch of lanes in their hand, probably high. I think we're K-commanding. It's like shock discard here. And then we hope not to die next turn, and then we double Kroxa to burn them out. In Modern decks, I want to play that I haven't had a chance to yet. No, I don't think so. We actually haven't had that many Modern submissions because I gave it a high price tag, and that was so I could make sure we got to things that I wanted to play. I've been picking out a good deal of the Modern decks that we've done. So this is 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're dead to any burn spell here. This probably kills us. They get 3 looks at something here. Opponent's Archetype, for people that haven't been keeping up on Modern, is definitely the best deck in the format currently. Are we not dead? Rude. Whiskey Dingo, thanks for the 39 months. Welcome back. So Chalice on... Do I want Chalice on one of this matchup? I probably don't actually, right? This feels like it's just for the zero-cost matchups. Explosives and Heat sound good. I'm going to trim these Thoughtseizes because they hurt me. The opponent's archetype consistently puts up a number of results. It is very, very strong. Turns out printing better Delver is good for tempo decks. Weird. God, this matchup's probably terrible for us, huh? Because it Lava Dart kills a bunch of our stuff. I don't think I need another one of those. Hey, thanks to whoever just checked out the Guardian Tales promo. Appreciate you. You can dodge a lava dart here. We could dodge a ball. Sure. I mean, that's a feels bad man, but it's not like lava dart feels bad man. Oh no. Oh no! My monkey, chat! They're coming for my monkey! Oh wait! Oh wait! Dash! Get in there, monkey! Dash, monkey! Dash, dash, dash! Yoink! One of your finest lava darts, please. Yeah, it has dash for 2. The fact that their first land here is Fiery Isle is probably going to be a big deal here, which is great. Thanks to whoever just finished the Guardian Tales prologue. Appreciate you. Remember, if you're a non-sub who does that and you like a gifted sub to the channel, DM me an image of your account past the prologue, and I'll get you a sub gift this evening. Do we just continue dashing the monkey? I kind of think we just continue dashing the monkey, huh? Ooh, Serum Visions. Look at the monkey. He's so good, chat. I think I'm in for backup monkey, honestly. At one point, the monkey was better. That's wild. Chat, moments before the accident here. And then I think with backup monkey in hand, we with backup monkey in hand, we just cast it regular this turn. Thanks to whoever finished the G-Tails tutorial there. Appreciate you. I could dash it, but like the odds of getting a playable card, I guess they're high-ish. They have a mana up here too, so there's a good chance they could kill it even if I dash it. This way I kind of conserve the treasure. Yeah, but it doesn't make a treasure if it dies, Enya. And they had a mana available. If they were tapped out, I would have spent the treasure to dash the monkey. But because they had a mana up, I think it's correct to wait. Dash doesn't beat Chalice. Correct. When you're dashing, it sells a CMC of 1. What was it? I saw a comment on Twitter that really made me chuckle. It was someone was like, R&D really just needs to set up a scarecrow with a sphere of resistance for its head, and then every time R&D brings a magic card to it, it just says, "What if it costed 1 more?" Just like, think about all the cards that have happened over the course of the last couple of years. There had just been a sphere of resistance around and just be like, but what if it was 1 more? I need a 0.5 mana cost, right? City of Ass, your time is now. Go, your people need you. Okay, so I think the plan here is grind down their hand. And we'll go ahead and Kroxa this turn so that way I can Inquisition plus 2 mana spell next turn. Pass. Speaking of 1 more, thanks for the 4 months. I appreciate the third of a year. Welcome back. Stormwing's kind of scary. Yeah, those were leaked months ago. I tweeted in May about those, Jake. We talked about them then. I think most of them are fine. I think the 4 mana Teferi or the 3 mana Teferi / 4 mana Teferi, whatever you want to call it, is not good enough. I think they should have. I think they should have changed his static text because it just creates incredibly unfun play patterns. Or they should have started his loyalty lower. He should have started with 3 loyalty. Hey, thanks for 11 months, Elvish Rage. For folks that are enjoying the modern stuff, by the way, be sure to let me know that on the sub-survey in July. I'm going to have a question on there about the different range of stuff I've been doing on stream. If you have strong feelings on it, you like it, you hate it, just be sure to let me know. Okay, so my opponent is currently delirious. which means if I escape this Kroxa, they can kill it. So I think we just pass here, huh? There's an enjoy modern hate magic online box in the survey. No. It's a do you want modern content on the survey, basically. And how much? It's based on metrics alone, unsurprisingly, the modern content has become less popular as it's become less new. But the sub-survey is the most important thing in terms of my metrics, so if the subs are still enjoying it when we put that out, we'll see that. Yeah, we're going to be playing Guardian Tales for 2 hours at the end of the stream today, Elvish Rage. I played a little bit of it. It has really good reviews on the App Store. And if you want an easy way to support my content, take a couple minutes and play through the prologue and see if it's for you. It's very Zelda-esque, like think SNES Zelda. It's a story-driven RPG game with some puzzles and stuff in it. You mean to say Boomer Magic has lost its novelty? No, I mean to say that whenever I make a new form of content, the first time you make that content is generally speaking the most popular it will be. So like, for example, whenever I stream a new variety game, the very first play session of that variety game will have more views than every subsequent session with that game. Because there are a lot of people that will poke into something when it is new, and then they will stop watching because they decided it wasn't for them. And that's not unique to modern or anything else, that's just how humans work. Yeah, there's definitely some truth to my interest in things impacting the audience interest in things. A lot of truth to that. But also, like, if I'm not interested in things, I mostly just don't play them anymore, so. I'm past the point of one of the biggest regrets I have in terms of making content was that while I'm happy to be back doing Magic now, I definitely wish I would have taken my Magic break last year earlier than I did, because there was a long stretch of time where I was sitting making Magic content where I was really it was just like the game wasn't fun and I wasn't enjoying it, and it was obvious that I wasn't. I'm not going to do that anymore. If formats aren't enjoyable, I'm going to bounce out of them. And this is that last match, to talk about Modern here for a second, has basically been my experience every time I've seen new decks with Modern Horizons 2 cards that people think are really good. Like, this deck's been really popular, and like, while I doubt that matchup is impossible, I do think that every time someone's like, man, Jeff, this Modern Horizons 2 archetype, it's busted, and then Blue-Red Prowess shows up and stuffs them in a box. Like, I can't tell you, I've been watching a lot of other people make Modern content, and I can't tell you the number of times someone's like, man, this food deck's busted, and they get just run over by Blue-Red Prowess at some point in the league while I'm watching, and it's just like, well, maybe the real busted thing in the format is probably the Bauble Manamorphose deck still. Like, I don't think this deck is bad. Like, it's certainly competitive, and the food decks are good and they're competitive, but like, the Prowess deck is just, it feels like it's on a different level compared to the rest of the format. Would I consider taking a Legacy submission? Yeah, I think I would at this point. I think we've done enough that I would take a Legacy deck, depending on what it is. Like, I think like, a powerful, sweet combo deck is probably what I'm more inclined to. Like, I don't think I want to grind a fair deck in Legacy, but like, Reanimator, Sneak and Show, something like that probably. Maybe Storm. Storm's hard to play. Storm's a tough one. By hard to play, I mean it's not very good. What's going on, Luca? Thanks for the follow this morning. Never not Monkey on one, right? You know what? let's bubble them. And maybe that can indicate if we want a monkey. Another Dragon's Rage Chandler. Yeah, I'm gonna monk. I guess that just blocks me. I'm gonna discard spell into Voidwalker. Because they have the blocker. Alright, another prowess matchup. And they have Lava Dart, so we're probably hosed. And they have Manamorphose into Stormwing. I guess I'll take the Manamorphose so they can't turn 2 Stormwing me, but yeah, this does not sound good for our hero based on the look of their hand to start here. Why is the Kamigawa block legendary land in our deck? Look at the number of legendary creatures we are playing. The answer is a lot. We're also only a 2-color deck. So these legendary lands would basically just be more basics if we weren't playing the legendary lands. Bolt's a decent pickup. They can still turn to Storming you with Lava Dart. Yeah, but that requires them to play Lava Dart on 1. It requires them to sacrifice a land on 2 Weens, which is a pretty unlikely sequence that they're interested in taking. Hey, Socio Penguin, thanks for the sub gift. Appreciate it. Ooh, okay, yeah, I'd take Dead Guy Ale for Legacy. I don't wanna play fair blue Brainstorm Mirrors. Is what I don't want to do. I'll cast Brainstorm inside of combo decks, but I don't want to play like Jace the Mind Sculptor mirror matches. Is like my like TLDR for Legacy stuff. Opponent scryed 1 to the top. So with the scryed top here, what do we think of Bolt this Dash Monkey? I'm kind of into it. I have to fetch Shock to do it, but clearing the card they scryed top sounds real appealing. And this lets Monkey get in while they don't have Lava Dart up. Yeah, I think that sounds okay, Socio. Nice, sweet. Gamble paid off. You made that? No, I made this. And then if we draw an untapped land next turn, we get to kick the Dread Cantor, which would be pretty great. Sing them the song of our people. Oh, Manamorphose. Oh, Manamorphose. Yes. Yeah, if you mute your Chrome tab, you still count as a viewer for the stream. All right, so second best draw is Lightning Bolt or Unholy. Would also like a land, though, so we could kick the Voidwalker. Okay. Now, they can Lava Dart this in response. But then they're losing their entire hand and they have nothing left to trigger prowess. Nope, just the tutorial, Cody. Well, so I kind of take issue with comments like what you said there, random guy. It's funny how long it took people to grasp how broken Manamorphose and Faithless Looting are. And while these cards are undoubtedly powerful, I think it's not... I don't think it's genuine to say like, ha ha, people are missing the power level of these cards, so much as like M21's a fairly recent card that we're playing Manamorphose with, right? Like, Arclight Phoenix wasn't that long ago. It's like, it's not like we were missing the power level on these cards so much as I think it's an indicator that these cards that are effectively free break with a lot of things that you can play alongside them. Like, they got new good tools that help put them up over the top. Yes, you can kick the Cantor with Lurrus because it's technically CMC2 plus an additional cost, not a CMC change. Morning, Yankee. Thanks for the follow. I'll block here. How did... Voidwalker didn't do anything to Expressive Iteration. Right? Go ahead and Dash Monkey here. We get a little bit lucky and hit a burn spell, we could kill them. We're going to be playing Blue-White Tempered Steel and Historic to start, and then we're going to do deck voting between a couple different decks for the second deck today. So what happened to change converted mana cost to mana value? Just better use of jargon. Mana value is shorter and more concise. And this is getting exiled, so I might as well hit them for one, right? Get to Surveil here as well. Wait, what? You put a postgrave anywhere, exile instead with a void counter on it. Is it bugged? If a card will be put into opponent's graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead with a void counter on it. Am I missing something? That's a bug, right? Yes! We could lose to Prowess twice and get a free league! Yes! It's a card going to your discard pile because I'm casting it isn't a replacement effect. That's just where spells go when they resolve. Otherwise, this card would never work. So yeah, I cast their Lava Dart, but it went to their graveyard from anywhere. The league will be free because we hit a Moto bug. And honestly, this game's really close. The fact that they get to flash this back could easily be the difference between winning and losing this game. Because I'm obligated to block now. No, it says, if a card will be put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. It's very clear, concise language. An opponent here abusing the bug here. So, scum opponent. This is definitely a Moto bug that the opponent could choose to not abuse here. But they're instead choosing to abuse it. Oh, they conceded. All right. They just fetched and realized they were dead to the shadow creature? I guess we'll never know. So, explosives, Unholy Heat in, Thoughtseize out. I probably don't. I want Unearth? Probably not. I think I'd rather have the Inquisitions. What's the bug? When I cast my opponent's spell off of Monkey, Voidwalker did not exile it. Yes, you can get a league refunded even if you get prizes in the league. You just have to lose. You have to lose the match in which the bug happened to get a refund. So they won't give you your refund, your entry fee back if you win the match where the bug happened. But you get it back if you lose the match where the bug happened. So I think I just go ahead and bolt this on one, and then next turn we can go doink doink. I could be right to Inquisition first, though, to, like, try and prevent, like, mana morphos into idiot here. In the bin. Well, it's a lot of friends. Okay, so this dying means that this will be a 3/3 next turn, which is nice. So we're able to go this into this surveil fetch. Hey, Mir. It's good to be back playing some Modern. It's good to have a Modern format that feels worth playing. Thanks for the support. Show me 2 cards I can take. Well, I would love a Voidwalker. Boo. I think I'm trading Dragon Rage Chandlers here, right? If they brick off with the Lurrus available to draw still, I think we definitely want to just trade resources. And honestly, I think I'm just drawing the cat here. And we'll fetch a tap land. Demo ZN, thanks for the follow. Good afternoon. Good morning, whatever time of day it is. It all blurs together, chat. I have a tiny human that wakes me up at all hours of the night, so kind of hazy on the time of day sometimes. I think there's value in trying to clear. That might be wrong. It might be right to just get the Lurrus going and get value with it sooner rather than later. But trying to spot check a did you draw removal spell seems worthwhile. Dash Monkey, play Voidwalker. Nah. Yes, my ticker goal counter there that just popped up, thanks to whoever did that, only counts Android installs. Oh, Bauble. Oh, Bauble. You can still check the game out on iOS. It has an installer for that. The prologue playthroughs just don't count towards my goal, unfortunately. I think I'm going to play scared with Monkey here a little bit. No reason to attack into a potential prowess trigger. We can make the Monkey scary next turn, which is nice. That's true. I do get a bonus if we hit the install goal, which is why I give people subs that do it, because I appreciate them. Pretty quick clock. Fear the monkey, chat. Look at that. Quality 4-in-1. Deck seems good. I think my one commentary on it, and this commentary comes with the asterisk that we did not play against any food decks in this league. That being said, I would be kind of surprised if, like, 4 Shattering Spree, 2 Engineered Explosives was, like, entirely necessary in this deck, especially with all of the Kolaghan's commands over here too. Chalice is a card that is here explicitly for the Cascade matchups. Living End and Rhinos are both real decks in the format right now, so I think that's fine. It's kind of like a third copy of Voidmere that's free to play out to counter those style of effects, so I think that the one of those is pretty whatever. I feel like if you want this much artifact hate, one thing I'd maybe consider for the board is copies of Abrade. Abrade kills Asmo in the food matchup while also being a shatter on occasion. And one thing I did feel was awkward was in the discard mirror matches, we don't currently have enough fair cards to bring in out of the sideboard to cut most of our discard spells. So I have 7 discard spells here in my main deck, and I have 4 cards currently that we can bring in that play to the board. When the prologue is finished, it'll say end of prologue. That's right after your guys get blasted out of the sky. So ideally, I think I'd like to turn some combination of, 2 or 3 of these into other cards that I can bring in against black-based decks to, like, kill things. So, like, a Braid or maybe another K command or something like that. Yeah, so, like, in the mirror, for example, I think I would like to have 7 cards to cut these discard spells in the mirror. Dismember kills Cauldron. Oh, I like that suggestion, actually. Yeah, I like that. Honestly, Caldra Completin felt rough. A couple of Dismembers sounds really appealing in order to be able to kill that token, because that card's, like, prohibitively expensive to re-equip. So I like that suggestion a lot. It's indestructible. We don't really want a lot of the exile removal is expensive. Yeah, that's a solid suggestion. So that would be my thing. I want to retool the sideboard so that way you could cut discard spells in the discard spell mirror. No, Caldra Completin is indestructible, Enya. You can't play Ashiok in my Lurrus deck. All right, let's shift gears. We're going to be playing some